This is the case of a bus that ended up in a lake, a gas tank full of blood, and passengers who claim to have seen ghosts on board. So on November 14th of 1995, the last bus of the night, number 375, left the Yuanming Yuan station in Beijing, and it was headed towards Xinjiang. On board were a driver, a conductor, four passengers, which were an old lady, a young man, and a young couple. The driver stopped on a remote stretch of road and let on three very strange looking men, and they flagged him down like in the middle of nowhere. There was like nothing, it was dark, it was a stretch of road, and the bus driver stopped and picked them up, already making this feel eerie and unsettling for the passengers. The passengers noticed that these three men looked like deathly pale, and they wore very ancient looking robes, like they were dressed in some sort of costume stuff. And so everyone on the bus became uneasy as the bus took off with these men on board. The old woman stared at the newcomers, and she began just watching them very closely up and down. And at some point, the young couple actually asked the driver to stop, and they got off. So now left on the bus were the old lady, the young man, and these three weird men. So a short while later, the old woman actually slaps the young man like out of nowhere. She slaps the young man sitting near her, and she began screaming that he was trying to steal her purse. Like randomly, he's trying to steal my purse. She's making a commotion. And she demanded that her and the young man be let off of the bus so that she could drag that young man personally to the police station. This stunned the driver so bad that he just stopped and did as she asked. Now, of course, the young man was like stunted, like, well, wait, what's going on? And the old woman actually drags this stunned young man off of the bus. And as like he pleaded with her, like, please, like, stop. I don't know what's going on. I didn't steal anything. Like, she says, I know you didn't steal anything. I just saved your life. And so there was like a breeze on the bus, which lifted the ropes, and the old woman actually saw that these three men that got on with those ropes had no legs and no feet. And they were ghosts. So this had scared her so bad that, trembling with fear, they called the police and they told them what the old woman had actually seen. And of course, the police dismissed the story like, what? No, that can't be real, saying that ghosts are just not real. The next day, a transportation official noted that bus 375 was missing from the station. It never made it back to the station. They discovered it had not come back from its route, and there was no way to track it or to figure out where it was and why it had not made it to the station. But just a few days later, the bus would actually be located submerged in a lake with three decomposing bodies inside: the conductor, the driver, and an unidentified man that neither the old woman nor anybody had actually seen on the bus. And so, according to reports, the CCTV footage of the surveillance cameras in the area never picked up footage of the bus passing at any point of the route that it was supposed to like go through, and even the route that the old woman and everybody else on the bus claimed that they had actually gone through with the bus during the whole ride. In the end, it ended up being that it went into a lake without anyone ever seeing it in the area at all. But the most disturbing of all of the things that you just heard is that the gas tank, after it was pulled out of the lake, was actually found to be full of blood. This is called the Beijing Ghost Bus.